The bloodbath. As the tributes stand on the podiums, the horn sounds. Alan runs away from the cornucopia. Christopher runs away from the cornucopia. The fraud takes a handful of throwing knives. Bella finds Alexandra hiding in the cornucopia and kills her. Mitchell runs away from the cornucopia. Gabriel runs away from the cornucopia. Matthew is unable to convince Andres to not kill him. Henry cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Matthias runs away from the cornucopia. Alexis clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Eric sets Alex G on fire with a Molotov. Victor runs away from the cornucopia. Samantha runs away from the cornucopia. Li Hui retrieves the trident from inside the cornucopia. Bibian stays at the cornucopia for resources. Arlette runs away from the cornucopia. Mariana sets an explosive off, killing Sebastian B. Isabella runs away from the cornucopia. Megan kills Sebastian P. with a hatchet. Day 1. Victor sprains his ankle while running away from Mariana. Alan injures himself. Megan picks flowers. Christopher fishes. Alexis discovers a river. Bella receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Gabriel steals from Michel while he isn't looking. Samantha's trap kills Matthias. The fraud dies of dysentery. Eric overhears Li Hui and Arlette talking in the distance. Isabella and Andres hunt for other tributes. Bibian questions her sanity. First fallen tributes. 8 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Alexandra. District 12. Matthew. District 1. Henry. District 6. Alex G. District 4. Sebastian B. District 3. Sebastian P. District 3. Matthias. District 7. The Fraud. District 1. Night 1. Bella forces Michel to kill Megan or Arlette. He decides to kill Arlette. Alan cries himself to sleep. Victor thinks about winning. Christopher climbs a tree to rest. Gabriel screams for help. Andres is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Samantha tends to her wounds. Mariana convinces Eric to snuggle with her. Bibian cries herself to sleep. Isabella and Li Hui hold hands. Alexis attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Day 2. Isabella explores the arena. Mitchell injures himself. Andres forces Mariana to kill Samantha or Bella. She decides to kill Bella. Li Hui steals from Eric while he isn't looking. Bibian collects fruit from a tree. Gabriel tends to Alexis's wounds. Megan receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Victor severely injures Alan and leaves him to die. Christopher constructs a shack. Retributes lol. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Arlette. District 11. Bella. District 9. Alan. District 6. Night 2. Eric convinces Mitchell to snuggle with him. Megan and Isabella huddle for warmth. Christopher passes out from exhaustion. Samantha throws a knife into Gabriel's head. Andres tries to sing himself to sleep. Alexis destroys Li Hui's supplies while he is asleep. Mariana receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Bibian and Victor hold hands. Day 3. Eric picks flowers. Mariana tries to spear fish with a trident. Bibian hunts for other tributes. Alexis tries to sleep through the entire day. Andres receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Christopher receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Li Hui is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Samantha receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Victor receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Mitchell makes a slingshot. Megan stalks Isabella. Lol dead. 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Gabriel. District 5. Night 3. Alexis and Eric hold hands. Victor destroys Isabella's supplies while she is asleep. Li Hui and Mitchell run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Megan convinces Christopher to snuggle with her. Mariana tends to her wounds. Andres sees a fire but stays hidden. Samantha is awoken by nightmares. Bibian tries to treat her infection. Day 4. Mariana tries to spear fish with a trident. Bibian stalks Megan. Isabella receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Eric attacks Mitchell, but he manages to escape. Andres overpowers Alexis, killing her. Christopher and Li Hui work together for the day. Samantha tends to Victor's wounds. Wrecked. One cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Alexis. District 8. Night 4. Eric thinks about winning. Andres loses sight of where he is. Li Hui tends to his wounds. Isabella cooks her food before putting her fire out. Victor begs for Bibian to kill him. She refuses, keeping Victor alive. Samantha and Mariana hold hands. Megan stays awake all night. Christopher sees a fire but stays hidden. Mitchell starts a fire. Day 5. Samantha makes the wooden spear. Isabella stabs Andres while his back is turned. Victor kills Mariana with a sickle. Li Hui kills Megan for her supplies. Eric sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Mitchell and Christopher hunt for other tributes. Bibian searches for firewood. RIP 5. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Andres. District 4. Mariana. District 10. Megan. District 8. Night 5. Christopher is awoken by nightmares. Victor, Li Hui, and Samantha sleep in shifts. Eric tries to treat his infection. Isabella and Bibian sleep in shifts. Mitchell goes to sleep. The feast. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tributes' families. Isabella, Eric, and Samantha unsuccessfully ambush Bibian, Mitchell, and Li Hui, who kill them instead. Victor decides not to go to the feast. Christopher decides not to go to the feast. Day 6. Christopher, Bibian, Victor, Li Hui, and Mitchell hunt for other tributes. LOL MLG no-scoped. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Isabella. District 9. Eric. District 7. Samantha. District 11. Night 6. Christopher tends to his wounds. Bibian screams for help. Victor looks at the night sky. Li Hui looks at the night sky. Mitchell is awoken by nightmares. Day 7. Victor hunts for other tributes. Bibian searches for firewood. Christopher sprains his ankle while running away from Li Hui. Mitchell receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. No one WS raped. Night 7. Mitchell dies from an infection. Bibian is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Li Hui and Victor run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Christopher bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Day 8. Li Hui falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Victor strangles Bibian after engaging in a fist fight. In conclusion, Victor the Licker has won.